to go. All right, we're doing it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Chris Anderson Comics. I'm Chris Anderson. I'm joined today with the largest group I think that I've ever had on the channel. The part of the cast of fucking amazing artists and creators from the Long Beach Ink and Drink crew. And today we're going to talk about Sewer Boyz 2. Erwin, you kind of lord a bit over the whole thing. You wanna get us into like how part 2 came about?
Sure. How did part 2 come about? People were asking for if we were gonna do another remix. We said yes. We were trying to figure out what the next one was. We didn't do a poll like the first one. I think we just all came to the conclusion that, and maybe Philip can help us out here, that X-Men was kind of just like the logical choice, writing off X-Men '97. X-Men's big, and
it was pretty high on our list for the last Sewer Boyz. So
right, yeah, it was. Yeah, the other X-Men books that we were considering was X-Men 1 with Jim Lee, Chris Claremont, and I think, oh yeah, that was the only one, right? That was the other choice. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, once we decided it was X-Men, the clear choice was Giant Size X-Men #1, 1975, the start of, regarded as the start of the Bronze Age of comics. Brand new team. There was even, a flashback to the original team, or the original team at that time. There's so much characters to play with, and we put the call out on the Instagram accounts, and then we also recruited some people from the previous project, bumping the artist list up to 60. And then since we were pushing more of the remix effect where the pages repeated themselves, this one, because we had 60 participants, we were able to almost tell the story twice. So I think the first one was only like a few instances where the pages repeated. This time, like almost every page repeats itself. So now you really get to see how different artists, interpret the same page, how those pages are different from the original material. Just a whole smorgasbord of sorts.
Yeah, I remember being on like one of the few times, like there's so many, like, I'm pulled in so many different directions, but I was actually able to get on like the Discord during a conversation at the beginning of this, and threw my 2 cents in. I remember for Giant Size X-Men, just because I had just started. I think John Coates and I had just started doing the Chris Claremont X-Men Comic Club, and we had just talked. We had just done it, and we started with Giant Size X-Men, so it was on my brain. And then when I said it, you guys were like, yeah. Like that's already, it was already on the list. It was like no brainer. That was the way to go. And I was like so happy that that's the direction that it went in. And I love the fact that it's called Sewer Boyz 2, because it makes no sense. It's such, it's like, it's perfect in its weird way,
Yeah. I wanted to keep the title to be Sewer Boyz because I wanted it to kind of like remove the context of the original intent, where the first one referred to Ninja Turtles. This one, because it's a sequel to the first one, why not keep the name? And then now we are the Sewer Boyz. The people that are creating the book are the Sewer Boyz, and this is our second book. There was a slight discussion about giving it a subtitle, but it just, I don't know, nothing ever happened with it.
I don't know if it ever needed it. It's just it's weird on its own, and it's like putting this thing together, everybody doing their own interpretations. The nature of the thing is just like, it's gonna turn out bizarre. So to have a bizarre name like Sewer Boyz 2, it's just perfect for it. Well, let's get into some images from it. So it's live on Kickstarter right now. We're about halfway through. Time of recording, do we know what it's at right now?
I think we're at 109 backers.
Yeah.
109 backers.
Yeah. Going strong.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and
At the halfway point.
we were able to reach our goal day one, so that's pretty exciting.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the goal of $5 million.
I mean, Sewer Boyz 1 flew off of my table the second that I put it out. I think I had 20 copies, and they were gone like that. So,
Same.
I mean, people got to be psyched for this one. I mean,
What show was that?
People know about this project, so.
What show was that at?
God, what show was it at? It might have been. It might have been IC3, the first IC3 last year, or it could have been Permanent Damage. But either way, it flew away. So let's see here. I'm going to try to present this thing. See how it goes with so many people. Boom. There it is. All right, let's check it out. So this is the cover. So Skinner, friggin' superstar he is, knocked it out of the park. And I love that this really has not much to do with the X-Men at all, except for the composition of Giant Size X-Men #1. So it throws any snooping Marvel executives off, right?
Yeah, we hope so. Fans know what this is.
The lawsuit is coming.
It's parody. It's parody.
Yeah, exactly. It's parody. It really is. Every page is a parody in a different way. It's like a masterclass in parody, actually. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about Skinner. He knocks it out of the park every friggin' time he puts ink and digital paint, real paint, even to the paper.
Yeah,
but man, it's like the eyeball guy and the fucking. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's all great. He during the email exchange, he was asking what do you want? What can I do? I was like, it's you. You do whatever you want to do. You make them. You can redesign it any which way you want. It doesn't have to be the exact characters.
And so
we chose them. We asked,
and that's something that we kind of pushed for everybody. We really wanted everybody to just go as crazy as you want to go. If you want to be reserved, if you want to keep it classic, that's awesome. If you want to go way out there, if you want to change the words, the story, really just the freedom to kind of, this is essentially just a big group project. So it's bring your best, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah. Well, he brought it. That's for sure. I like how the blue is they're pushed back in blue like that too, and then obviously his vibrant colors just make the front pop even more. It almost tricks the eye into feeling like it's 3D,
Oh, yeah.
which the original one didn't really do that well.
Yeah, Skinner really did push it, and he kept to the colors close enough with the because the tear in the page was orange in the original one too.
Is that right? Yeah, I don't have it right in front of me. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen. But
then the blue of the characters on top, that's still blue. He just made it more saturated.
Right, exactly. That's so awesome. So moving on. So here is my first page. You put the bar. I like how you put the bar up over the nipples.
You got to keep it safe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's underneath there.
So I kept when I did my interpretation of this, I kept the words exactly the same because as I read it, these are the 2 pages that I was assigned, and as I read it, it immediately became pretty clear that just by changing the images slightly, it would be it was just open to being pretty funny. And Claremont loved to draw Storm, or loved to write Storm to be this naked character, and so it just made sense. Even in the actual pages, she's topless. She's just, her hair is just covered. So it just made sense for me to go, full nudity on this one. and then just sort of like do my own interpretation of, you know, how like my own layouts for it. And like even like the raging sky touched by her happiness, like she's totally just like riding this cloud and raining down you know, wetness on all these people in the bottom. I was like, this just makes total sense. And then this, of course, this white bald guy in a wheelchair comes up in the comic and is like, oh, you know, these people don't need you, we need you more, you know, like come with us, ebony goddess. And so I was like, of course he's like, I got to make him like the white devil, you know. So it just totally made sense. And like I said, like the text is exactly the same and it works perfectly. And then the second page, we didn't quite get a bar on this one, but that's okay.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine. I can do it in poster or just say to hell with it. But when it comes down to like Sunfire, now I always love Sunfire. Sunfire's like design to me, for whatever reason, was like ahead of its time or something. Was such a cool design. But the way that he's talking and he's so like, you know, like catty and throwing attitude everywhere, and he's talking about how like you know, he owes himself something. Perhaps it's time for the world once more for the world to hear from Sunfire. For him to come out and like drag just made total sense to me for this one. And then for Cyclops, I mean not Cyclops, but for Colossus, you know, to show up at the bottom. Every time we would talk about Cockrum's drawing of Colossus in the episodes as we've been going through the issues, I talk about how Cockrum didn't leave enough room for there to be a brain case for Colossus. His head is so weirdly shaped when he draws it. So I just had to like exaggerate that a little bit, you know? So this was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, very good. Very good color choices too. The color palette. It really stands out against everyone else's work.
I throw like I always do this with my stuff. I save the backing of the Bristol board, you know, the cardboard backing, and I scan them, and then I throw that over the top of it and just do it as a overlay layer. And for whatever reason, it just brings everything together and does this like weird effect. So that's what I did there.
Very effective.
But I wanted to use like the negative space of like Storm's hair to kind of lead things around too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got next. Oh, my food. So that's cool. Got my food to be to throw a pin up in here, huh?
Yeah. We're very fortunate to have Mahfood participate, and we humbly accepted anything he would submit, and this is what he did. And yeah, it's a kick-ass drawing.
What did you guys say to him? Just like you said before, like to Skinner, just go for it and do whatever you want.
Yeah, we just said it was a giant size X-Men. Do whatever you want. You want to do a pinup? Go for it. Whatever you want. This is what he did.
So he was a big fan of Sewer Boys 1 too. So
yes, he was. Yeah, thank you, Nathaniel. He bought Sewer Boys 1 from another member of ours, Jason Lego.
Oh, right on.
Jason, shout out to Jim.
Very cool. Yeah, that's a good one. That's the Bard is so weird.
Yeah, I like that there's Bard there. It's like Fox. It's like all the Fox characters.
Yeah. We got some Victor Alpi in here. Victor wasn't able to join us though, right?
No, I don't see Victor. Victor, where are you?
It's me.
Are you in the room?
Where are you?
Wow. But anyway, they're
Look at that guy.
still rad. Yeah, look at these pages. He went pretty literal with it, right? Like the layouts and everything. But
Yeah, he stayed very close, but there's like little nuances that he changed up. I don't think we can zoom in, but on the left hand side, the left hand character at the bottom, Cyclops has a very long finger for no
Oh yeah.
real reason.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, there doesn't have to be a reason. It's Sewer Boys too.
Yeah, exactly. And these are all ballpoint.
Yeah, I was about to say all ballpoint. It's the
Oh,
multicolor
wow.
pen, right? He just
Yeah.
went insane on this.
Yeah, he put a lot
Wow.
of work into this. They're pretty incredible pages.
Is the yellow just actual paint though? Then, because
I don't know.
that'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah, some of it is.
Yeah. Yeah, his stuff's pretty awesome. And then we got this pinup here.
Billy Fowler. Yep. Shout out to Philip. Philip, did you want to?
Oh yeah, well, reached out. He was super gracious. He was excited to be a part of it, and then just kind of knocked it out of the park. We kind of knew whatever he did would be fantastic. So, we were really happy he was able to participate as well.
Yeah, that's really cool. How many pinups are in this thing?
I forgot. It might be around 40 pages.
God.
So in total, what is there, like 200 and some pages in this thing?
It's gonna be 140 pages.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So maybe it's 80. Maybe it's about 80 story and the rest of it pinups.
Wow.
I forgot.
So
June Alvarado.
Yeah. Again, not a one-to-one. He like really remixed the storytelling, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, given using the different wheelchair design on Professor X.
Yeah.
Doing his own color palette to it, so that Nightcrawler really pops. Even the blue of Nightcrawler still pops.
Yeah.
On these pages, everything else is subdued.
And I love how the villagers, are just like in brown there too,
Mm-hmm. Brown and in shadow, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And that Nightcrawler, the stretching of the limbs and stuff makes him even creepier.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, most definitely.
Nightcrawler is such a fun character, like especially in the beginning.
Oh yeah, I kind of wish that he kept his shadow walking powers.
I know. He looks the best when he's half in shadow for some reason.
Yeah.
Just those eyes glowing,
Maybe he'll get him back, huh, Philip? With third mutation, because it already had the second mutation.
There's a point in the dialogue where he talks about him fighting Hulk, right? So he ends up throwing the actual image from it in here, because I think before Giant Size X-Men 1, that appearance in Hulk was the only time that he showed up, right?
Philip would know. Philip's our X-Men expert.
Oh, don't say that. Now I'm going
Philip's
to get everything wrong.
our J.A. Coates.
Historian. Yeah.
I believe so, but
Yeah.
like I said, now everything I say will be wrong.
Yeah. I should know this too, being that I'm going through the entire friggin' run of it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure though. So yeah, it makes sense to throw them in there. Plus, cool to.
I think the people that remix this page in general, it was a bit of a tough one because everybody wants to have Wolverine doing something wild, but like really, he's kind of just talking at an elevated level. So
Yeah.
There's some great pages with this remix page.
Yeah. Also noticed that June on his last panels, he kind of made him like splash panels.
Mm-hmm.
Nightcrawler and then with this Wolverine thing.
Yep. Big one at the end.
Mm-hmm.
We got this.
Roshi.
Cool,
Yeah, Roshi is the other co-founder of Ink and Drink. He's not really online as much. He likes to do things in person, if you know what I mean. But we always try to include everyone that started Ink and Drink. Were there from the beginning. Obviously, Roshi was like there from the get-go. So we got a pinup from from Roshi. Great
Is
stuff.
that in traditional watercolors? Do we know?
I believe so. Yeah,
And
this
marker?
might just be a photograph that he manipulated to.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Especially the cape, the way the cape that swoops around like that.
hmm
That's a great design. All right, Native
Yay.
Soil. Let's check
Yo.
this out.
This is acrylic and watercolor and mixed media. What is that sound? Who's tapping their pen? This is like referencing Sewer Boys 1 and Sewer Boys 2. Like in my head, like I thought it would be cool to like have the either the Turtles fighting the X-Men to say like, hey, like we're the original mutants in this book and like we want to stick around, or maybe both at the same time, this other group of mutants fighting them off and saying like, hey, this is our turn now. And so this is all this is just like a fun clash that I had in my head that I put on 2 different pieces of paper that I had to tape together and then Photoshop that out. But if you catch me at a convention, I'll show you that. I'll show you the original.
Damn, man. That blue, like on the turtle on the top, really pops, man. It's really effective.
Thanks.
Beautiful
Yeah. That was
piece.
like the blue. Like I painted this backwards, like the blue in all the figures, all the shading, and like all the faded treatments. Like that was done first,
Uh-huh.
and it was hurting my eyes. And I was like, man, this is so like, why did I do this? And like I was originally I was gonna do like a real real intense like black graphic shape all around him, and then like the more I was doing this, the more I was just like, nah, it should just be red because that'll help it read. And really, like when you're starting a piece like this, you should start with the red and then do the shading afterwards. But I just went backwards because I wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, like in certain points, like I left mostly blue and I held off on the red because that just lent itself to the lighting effects a little bit more. And then vice versa too. Like in Donatello's head is mostly white and barely any blue in there.
Yeah. That white really pops too. And I love how you did the weird like Wolverine ear things from like that Wolverine Havoc graphic novel, right?
Yeah. That like anytime I see them look all big and leathery and floppy, I'm always like, that just looks fun, more fun to draw.
Yeah, it's bizarre and it's perfect.
Yeah, it's silly. That's
cool, man. Tell me about this one.
This is what I was thinking of when I made this was like, imagine if you will, a like 1-page bonus fun interview between like a creative team, asking them about, hey, tell us about this movie that you worked on, and it's obviously a fake movie. And I had all these sketches that were just like my preliminary sketches for the pages I was doing for this book. And I'm treating it as like, oh, these are early concept designs for this feature film that doesn't really exist. Much like this comic is a parody, this page is a parody of a film that doesn't exist either. And it's like a creator interview, and Erwin and Philip make special appearances on this page.
I love that idea. And your like contour line, just squiggles are even really freaking good, man.
Right, thanks. I got a lot of figure drawing like to keep up with it.
Yeah, you have to. I don't do nearly enough because I'm inking pages all day, but it's important.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I say like I like figure drawing, but I should be doing more of it too, for sure. I feel like it's like one thing you do more fundamentals.
Exactly. This is cool. That's a really great idea.
And this one is just what this is like if those concept drawings from the previous page were more developed into like some keyframe art maybe for that movie, what would that look like? And just thought it would be cool to see some size comparison with some of the characters and a living island, and the island is probably a lot more asymmetric or amorphous.
Yeah, I like that idea, man. That looks really cool.
Thanks. And this is a double page spread because I didn't read the instructions correctly, and so I'm the only asshole who did a double page spread and somehow shoehorned that into the book.
Is this also, what is it? How did you do this one?
Oh, this one's actually started off as a physical sketch. These are on 11 by 17s, and then like probably 80 to 90% of this is digital. This is like a completely different approach than the last few that we've seen. This was just a lot of digital painting, quite a few hours in Photoshop, trying to figure out how I wanted the inside of the Blackbird to look. Also, I'm using the Blackbird as opposed to I think the book mentions the Stratojet or whatever. Yeah. But like I grew up on the Blackbird, so I drew the Blackbird.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you got some cool effects here, like the Nightcrawler in the hot pink really works really well, especially reflecting off Wolverine.
Yeah, thanks. I don't remember what error I made in Photoshop when I was messing with the saturation, but I was like, oh, this looks way better, and then just leaned into that.
It's awesome. Your style's all over in this one.
Yeah, it's Sewer Boys, so like you get a chance to just do whatever the hell you want. So the eclectic sense of styles is I don't know, reflected in my real life. I can't focus on one thing too long. If I do one thing too long, I'm gonna immediately reflexively jump into a different medium. So this is like ink drawing and pencil, and then a little bit of Photoshop as opposed to a lot.
I completely get that, man. I get bored real fast if I keep doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
It's a blessing and a curse, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Because then you're just like, oh, well, like it's not consistent. What's he gonna do for the next one?
Right. People don't know what to expect from you.
Yeah, which is kind of. I hope that works in my favor. Like you don't know what to expect, but you know it's gonna be cool.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. It's a good one. All right.
Amen.
Oh, I recognize this one.
What's that?
I recognize this page.
Yeah. You again, it's like not a one-to-one literal translation from the pages, right?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty. I kept it pretty close. This was my first sort of remix project, and so I hadn't seen anybody else's pages, so I wasn't sure how far to go with it. So I went at it basically. If I was given the script for the original page, how would I interpret it? And so this is kind of what I came up with, where it is still very close, but changing it a little bit. Like I think in the original, all Wolverine does is just cut the guy's tie. Like that's my big threat. So I wanted it to be a little bit more of like, a big threatening moment rather than like, yeah, come look for me. I sliced up your tie. But no, this was a ton of fun to do.
Yeah, that's a great one. That the panel where he, has his claws out right in front of the guy's face is like, the guy's face is like masterful. It looks like a Jack Davis drawing or something, it's like, there's a lot of really cool expression in that. And I like this page too. It kind of like sets up everything that Wolverine is going to become over the next 20 issues or whatever. They take a long time to like figure out what he is, and especially in this issue, it's weird because some of the Thunderbird, right? Yeah, Thunderbird stuff. Some of the stuff that Thunderbird does, and some of the stuff that Thunderbird powers that they allude to that he has eventually become Wolverine's powers, because they get rid of him pretty quickly. They murder him in the next issue. but yeah, this is a cool one because it sets up what he's going to become. And then this is the page right before my pages in the actual issue.
No, they spoiled me. They gave me a Wolverine page and a Storm page, so I was very, very happy.
Yeah, she's fun to draw, and you get to do a little of Banshee in there too.
Yeah, and I still kept it pretty close. I switched it up a little bit because I couldn't get over in that original scene. They're at like the opera or some show, just having a conversation, and nobody's paying attention to them. I was like, that's not realistic at all, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, these pages are great. Storm's a lot of fun to draw. I do all the thumbnails for each episode that we do of the X-Men show. And so I've drawn all of these characters many times now, and she's really quickly become like one of my favorite ones to draw.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can just I haven't gotten to draw her too much, and so this one I really just got to let loose and just have a ton of fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Poses that you can put her in when she's, you know, flying around and using her powers. Yeah, it's just a treat. I
like that it's in grayscale too. It's going to stand out with the rest of the pages.
Yeah, that was I mostly work black and white, and it was also I had to get these pages done because I had other projects coming up. So I was I'm not going to be able to do color as much as I wanted to, but I think it's a good balance. Like especially with all the other pages, it's a nice little standout to it. And plus, I know there was also, it was unintentional, but it kind of throws out the X-Men manga that they did. So,
oh yeah, that makes sense.
Little unintentional treat for everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good.
Well, now we get you in color.
And then, then I got to do color for this one.
So you just had fun with characters from other eras, because like Omega Red was so awesome when he came out. That like that cover of his first appearance or whatever is like burned into my brain. Yeah,
and same here. I mean that cover was the first sort of introduction for X-Men for me.
Yeah,
and it was my cousin Skylar, because I grew up watching like the '97 show, and he was the guy who got me into comics. And he's like, "Well, have you heard of Omega Red?" And little kid me was like, "No, what's that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's like a bad Wolverine." And he showed me that cover, and it was just completely different from anything I had seen. And I was like, "This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life."
Yeah.
And so I had to pay respect and homage to that. When I first came up with this, that little kid in a candy store moment, I was like, I'm going to throw in Lady Deathstrike, and I'm going to throw in Sabretooth, and I'm going to somehow put Deadpool in there, just as many characters as possible. But that deadline was looming, and I was like, you know what? We'll just go with the two of them. We'll make it personal.
Yeah. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty common.
No, we always want to do more, and then we realize the
reality hits.
The reality of it, and it's like, 2 characters is fine.
Yeah. I swear every time I talk to my editor, I'm like, I'll get you 3 pages today, and then that doesn't. Why do I ever say that? It's not going to happen. This is really cool. That ponytail is very much a 90s design.
Oh yeah, and it's kind of he just has like such 80s hair.
Yeah,
I mean, like he is just this like outrageous design. It's perfect. Like to me, it's just, I know they've kind of changed his look over the years. They nailed it on the first try, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know if I can even recall seeing him in a different form, and I don't think I want to.
Yeah, no, looks great.
Yep,
A+ right there.
A+.
So good.
Work, man.
Yeah.
This is really cool. So I'm trying to make out some of it. I can't picture which page it is.
I believe it's page 31 and 32, which was assigned to me. And so I'm not a traditional artist. I don't draw or paint or do anything like that. Primarily, I'm into writing. That's what I really love to do. And I've been hanging out with the Ink and Drink crew since the very first Ink and Drink. I'm guilty by association. A lot of the friends and founders were friends prior to Ink and Drink coming together.
Right.
And I was originally asked to be part of Endangered African Hornman and Juggy but I felt way too intimidated working with all these really good artists to participate because I didn't feel like what I could contribute would be sufficient. And the book came out. Of course, I supported it. I got a copy. And immediately when I had it in my hands, I realized how much I messed up by not trying to participate in that project. And so I knew for Sewer Boyz 2, when they reached out asking if I'd be willing to do something, I had to say yes. And so going with what Nathaniel had said earlier is just make it weird. Yeah. So I decided to reinterpret the pages, the same panels, but everything's done in like a modern art. And it's all just cut felt that's just been scanned.
That's so cool.
So, yeah.
So it's all symbolism, right? So you got the big green thing, I take it is Krakoa, right?
Correct.
And then each of those rectangles represents like one of the different X-Men according to like their colors or something?
That is correct.
Okay, so the big one with the red and the yellow stripe and the first panel is Colossus?
Yes.
Awesome.
And then you have Jean up top. You have Wolverine, the tiny little speck on the top left corner with the blue and yellow.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, further down, you have Professor X's huge head talking to Cyclops. And yeah, so yeah, that whole page is just like a very bare bones, like modern art interpretation of those panels. And then the next page is like a fun little nod to that page. And it's Professor X covered in paint saying I probably shouldn't have gone to art school. So I'm a college dropout, but I was going for film. So that's kind of like the call for that. And that was just my fun way of like, you know, contributing something different, something I know nobody else was going to do, you know? So, yeah.
I love it, man. I like it. Everything else, all the other pages are, you know, no matter what direction they go in, they're pretty literal. You can tell what it is right away. But your page forces the reader to hang on it for a second and go, wait a minute, I think I see something here, and then start to put it together in their head, you know? Mm-hmm. I think I looked at this one longer than I looked at anything else, to be honest with you.
I'm sorry.
No, in a good way, because I was like, okay, I like what you're doing here. I'm going to figure out what the hell this is.
Yeah, it's a fun game, and like when you're looking at this, like you sometimes you might make the assumption, or like it gives a misconception of like, oh, this is like very basic art and this doesn't take a lot of time, but like the truth is this takes a lot of time to do.
Yeah.
It definitely took longer than I thought it was going to, admittedly, but yeah. For sure.
Are these yellow things with the lines in it, the black lines in it? Is that like dialogue boxes?
Yes, that's the dialogue boxes in the same locations. And yeah, just me trying to imitate those panels as best I can with the simplest forms that I could.
Well, you know what? You got your assignment and you like ran with it. It looks great. And I love that there's like, it has like the, not all of them. Yeah. I love that it has like, it's like it was on a piece of Bristol board, you know? That's awesome.
I wanted everybody to know that this was as bare bones scanned in as possible.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great example of what we kind of want everyone to do.
Right. Really,
it doesn't have to be a page. I mean, it can be whatever you want, but like, this is such a perfect example of like what we hope to see more of in the future.
Yeah. It's weird because when you're given the assignment to do something like this, it's hard to unlock that part of your brain to make you push the boundaries. Like you have to think about it and try to do it, you know, because I don't know, for me anyway, I just wanted to kind of stick with it. And for the first Sewer Boyz, I think I just laid the pages out differently. It was pretty literal. And then this one, obviously, I changed it a little bit. And I think that, you know, if there's another one in the future, I'm definitely going to try to push it. You inspired me, Ward.
Glad to hear that, Chris. I hope I do for more. I really do encourage, like the Ink and Drink group has been incredibly supportive at any range of whatever you believe your artistic ability is. And they're very welcoming. And if you're watching this video and you're looking for a community that's supporting and doing cool things, I'd highly recommend checking out Ink and Drink.
Absolutely. All right, let's see here. All right, Eric, you're up, man.
Oh no.
Okay. Your pages were kind of you really broke them up, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the mission statement was to consolidate as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because if you look at pages 27 through, well, not 29, but 27, 28, there's just a bunch of panels kind of interspersed, and is kind of a lot of interaction just kind of jammed into those tiny panels.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. I think they did work oversized, because I can't really see it done that tiny. This is just the materials used, whatever. But that was the intent.
Yeah. This page kind of starts in the middle of a page from the original, though, right? If I'm not mistaken, or am I wrong?
Yes. I think this is like when they enter the tomb or the that building.
Yeah. They already kind of made their way in the island. They got to where their captors are.
Right.
Yeah, gonna free them.
This is traditional, yeah?
Yeah. I wanted to keep it pretty bare bones, kind of like how it was done.
Is this sponge texture that you have on the upper left?
That was added later.
Oh, okay. I really like your lines a lot, man. It's like very like 80s European heavy metal kind of line work. It's really cool.
Oh, thank you. I'm not sure how to really start with that this one. Do you want me to start how I got affiliated with Ink and Drink, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got involved with the Ink and Drink via my friend Felipe Flores, who goes by the Instagram username Felipe Flores Comics. Actually met him at the Long Beach Comic Con 2023. I think that was the very last one that they did before they kind of postponed it, as Erwin explained to me a few weeks ago. But he got me to go to this place, this bar, and just a few blocks away from where I lived, near the college. I was actually nearby the community college there. This is downtown Long Beach, little Cambodia town. That in CSULB. It was just not too far from me at all, supply and demand. And we got a really good first impression. We just started going like every now and then, probably bi-monthly, up until my graduation in June. So I really enjoyed it. Really good group of people. I left Long Beach not too long ago, but because of that, I was able to like go there a lot more because I got affiliated with a bunch of people here, namely Nathaniel. Brian's not here, but Bob's not here either, but Warwick too, So what a fortunate string of events that were.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool group of people.
Well, luckily the group is like very, very strong online too, with Discord and everything,
Oh yeah. Eventually, I got lured in there, and I did. But it's a pretty nice batch of people we got there.
Yeah.
Like Warwick said, or it's like a small little community out there that kind of welcomes all to partake in these creative ventures.
Yeah, man, it's important. It's important to have things like this. So, Here's your next page. I love this is when they kind of find the X-Men that they're coming to rescue, and you've got them here all like the vines and stuff growing into Havoc's face.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, because one of the things I wanted to do with these pages, I wanted to make it a little more. I wanted to bring some kind of horror parts to it. I want to go like Giger-esque, where like where biomechanics or just organic things kind of violate the humanity of it. I don't know. It's just it's kind of interesting just looking at those paintings. So I just want to find a way to mishmash it into these pages where it could. I kind of wish I had put this in as a black and white compilation, but because of retail and all the stuff that was going on around that time, in addition to my expiring Adobe subscription that was student loaned, I kind of botched up in some places, but it's all right,
Never tell anybody that. They won't notice it.
It came out great.
Right.
I love how you you got this panelist thing going on here, and you did a really great job of blending the stuff into sort of this side stuff on the left. It's pretty inspired move there.
I'm trying to see where your cursor's at.
Oh, is it? Can you even see it? It's I'm just saying on the left-hand side there.
Okay. All righty.
Can you see the? Yeah, you can see the cursor.
Yeah, I can see it, but I'm looking at this through my phone, so
yeah.
I can see it now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, wanted it just kind of like everything to feed into itself, because I have this. I'm known to do this kind of weird thing. I wouldn't call it art style, but I would. It's like this weird thing where I like to make panels bleed into each other, just to kind of force them into another panel, and it's kind of something I grown to appreciate and incorporate a lot more, even in as you've seen in Works project. There's a lot of that sprinkled in there, probably even more than this. But yeah, I guess the whole point of this was to kind of just give it a jab, give the whole basically reconstruct it, still make it look pretty 70s, still pretty grounded in the 70s. Keep the character designs and that look true to Dave Cockrum's kind of original vision, while still consolidating everything and making it look kind of kind of underground still. Yeah.
You did a great job, man. It looks really good.
So good.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then your Krakoa is gnarly, man.
Insane.
Yeah.
Look at
and
the
all the
panel
little other elements too, the bomb dropping and the DNA, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you. I was trying to this is where I was like struggling with the color choices, but I think it kind of all worked together. You kind of see what's going on.
Yep. Yeah, because it's all sort of muted in the top panel, and then when you get down to the X-Men themselves, it really pops out with Colossus's red and pulls your eye down there. It's a great job.
So good.
Yeah, and the one thing I wanted to get right is make Krakoa not look like the Krakoa that we see in the book, because he just reminds me so much of the is it Man-Thing?
Yeah.
He reminds me of. Yeah, he's a giant. He's an even more giant-sized Man-Thing.
Yeah, he's
there.
Right. Yeah. 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 And I love your handling of the water too. I don't know if I've ever seen it done like that before, but it works really well.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty big inspiration on a bunch of these effects. I took one look at your your heavy metal pages that you had in LA Comic-Con, you know, I'm like, oh Jesus, man, how am I gonna do this? I'm like,
Oh man. Well,
Eric is one of our younger members, but looking at his pages, he has like a real understanding of what comics is, and he's showing us like what he likes.
Yeah.
From all the artists that he pulls from.
Yeah, you can really see it.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, and just the flow of the page and everything is, yeah, you've got a handle on it. Keep going, man. Keep going.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh. Yeah, so I had to put Felipe Flores in there somewhere. So if he sees this, you know, big shout out. Go check out his stuff. There's more than just superheroes.
Yeah, this looks great. This sort of like Nordic version of all the characters.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's really cool.
I mean, yeah. I like that. This coloring just kind of made it all kind of look like an actual 70s page.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if you pulled, there's like a you can find the color palettes from DC or Marvel, you know, that they only had a specific number of colors that they could use or whatever, and pull them up. I wonder if that's where he got this.
Oh, I'm sure, because he's
great.
a big he's a geek. He geeks over colors and paper textures and all that kind of stuff. In fact, I'm pretty sure that the texture on this paper here was pulled directly from like a book that he had laying around that he just kind of scanned out.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's a very common practice. A lot of these digital artists like to put in their work.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it. It looks great.
Yeah.
I wish that the paper still existed to be able to print it out.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing missing.
Yeah, bring back acid and paper.
Yeah.
All right, Philip.
Man, this is fantastic. I love this page.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, whenever I'm doing any of these projects, that's kind of my goal. I want to make it light. I want to make it fun. And just kind of throw a little bit of everything in there. You know, I realized a while ago with my art that I had spent so much of my younger years trying to do what I thought I was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I really kind of try to stick to just drawing what I want to draw.
Good.
And forcing that into whatever box I need to put it in. And so, you know, this is the classic lineup page 14.
Yep.
We're going to have a lot of these in the book. So page 14 and page 1, there's quite a few remix pages of those. So, you know, it's almost like Erwin's described as too many calories.
Yeah.
And, you know, the whole point of this page is like to show off the new costumes, to show off the fit. So, you know, I was like, I love the idea of how big the X-Men are, how many characters there are, and just just kind of playing on that idea of just everyone showing off or trying to show off what they've got, and throwing a little nod to the title in there, and
and if so many people right, if so many people are doing the same one, you got to kind of push it, right, and to make it different from everybody else's too. So acid or mushrooms?
Both.
Cocktail.
But, you know, I kind of count on the fact that there are going to be people who, you know, their homage is traditional, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, the last Sewer Boys, you know, in the first pages, I kind of counted on the fact that, you know, we're all showing each other our work and talking about it. And I saw some of those pages and I was like, okay, well, people are already telling the story. So how can I play off of the fact that you've already read this part of the story? You know what's going to happen on this page. So how can I make that work in a new way?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if people play it straight, that's cool too. And then when you come across a page like this, you know, it stands out even more, you know? And speaking of people playing it straight, like for some people, Sewer Boys 1 almost acted as like a portfolio for like the original, because like Kevin Catalan, right? Didn't one of his pinups from the original Sewer Boys 1 end up being like an actual cover?
I think both of them did. Both of them became a comic convention exclusive covers.
Nuts.
Yeah. We published them first.
That's right. Damn it. And this is cool. Yeah, this page is awesome.
Yeah, and so when we decide who does what, we use a random generator to keep it fair.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was one of the last people picked, and I could feel myself getting close to those last 2 pages, and my fingers were crossed. I was like, please, I don't want these last 2 pages. There's so much dialogue. Yeah. But I got them. And so, for me, I like to kind of try to distill that down. When there's a lot of dialogue, I mean, I love the old books. I've read them. I love them. But I also know that they're pretty verbose. So kind of trying to distill some of these pages down is really like my main goal. And then, of course, if I can turn it into a splash page, that's always a plus for me, because then I just get to draw a big, giant piece of art.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I guess I must really love drawing water, apparently.
Yeah, it looks really awesome. So do you do it traditionally at first, or is it and then color it digitally, or how do you do it?
The only traditional page that I did for this project is the pinup.
Okay.
I'll usually draw it out on a piece of paper, sketch out my idea.
Yeah.
And then for this one I went in and drew it digitally.
It's interesting. A lot of people work the exact opposite way. They start out digitally and then move it over to traditional.
I tend to get lost when I'm working traditionally. I get really caught up in my work. So this is kind of an attempt to not get too lost.
Right. No, this page looks really, really great, man.
There's a lot of character in it. Expressions.
He was going to do it all felt first, and then he decided to go the other way.
I was so far into my page and crapping.
You're just like all jumping all over with your styles. I love it, man.
Yeah. So for this is the last page, and I was trying to think, like, it is very much like, just trying to wrap up the story.
Yeah.
And, my intention was to make a final page for this project. Something that is like essentially a goodbye, maybe a little nod to itself. And I always think about like the worst X-Men characters, the ones that everybody hates, and everybody loves the X-Babies. I know they do. And if you don't, there's something wrong with you. No, but I know that they're kind of when people groan when they see them. So I thought the idea of this goodbye and this is what you have in store for you. That little nod of there's nothing bad ever happened again.
Right.
So and then it's I get to draw some of the X-Men that I like.
Yeah, plus I was gonna say, plus you got to put Longshot in there.
Exactly. That was kind of my goal, was to just try to figure out how to get him in the book. So
you were talking about how verbose it is, and that's Len Wein wrote this issue, so it's not even Claremont yet. Once it gets into the Claremont stuff, it's like when I have to. It takes me like over an hour to read each of those issues.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's a lot of dialogue.
I can't be like, oh, it's a half an hour before I'm supposed to record. I'll read it now. No, there's going to be no time to do it. Going to have to reschedule.
No time to process.
No.
Yeah. So hopefully, just distilling it down to as little as I can.
Yeah.
The dialogue.
Yeah.
Because I know that, like I said, people are going to have all that dialogue in there. I think the other person who had these pages kind of went pretty wild too. So it is kind of a fun. I think we both wanted to have like a wild ending. So that's part of the fun.
Yeah. All this talk of distilling it down makes me want to just put a dot on a paper. That's it. I distilled it down.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, man. These colors are fantastic. So you put a color, like you're doing like I think the thing that really makes it stand out is the fact that you're doing this like dark purple for your inks, you know?
Yeah. It's this is the only traditional one that I did. But when coloring it, I really like using color holds.
Yeah.
It really kind of, I think, helps. And the other pages have them too. It's a little less maybe noticeable for some of those, but for this one, I really wanted to kind of help push that. I wanted it to feel like a drawing that could suck you in, but you can't see it, so you have to kind of like look into it, and so that really helps kind of convey that.
Yeah, well, you really nailed it, and you make the viewer want to like take an extra second to look around in all the little nooks and crannies. Yeah, that's a great page, man. It's a great pinup.
So good. Very good.
All right. Now we're on to Erwin, man. So in this page, it is a page of what's his name? Thunderbird, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's wrestling a buffalo, if I'm
Right.
not mistaken.
Yeah.
So you went like skip genres, turn the animal into.
He's wrestling a bison.
Yeah, he's fighting bison.
Oh yeah, okay,
So,
right.
yeah,
Oh, that bison's the character's name. I didn't know. I didn't know what his name was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That was the play with the character. Thunderbird is wrestling a bison in the original comic.
Right.
Here, it's a Street Fighter character's Thunderhawk. They had like the same first name, I guess. Thunderhawk or T-Hawk fighting M Bison, and I included in the dialogue boxes the moves, the names of the moves. Yeah, the first panel is the original one was Colossus leaving with Charles and Colossus saying goodbye to his parents, and then this one, substituting that for Zangief saying goodbye to his friends in the factory stage that he fights in, and he's leaving with another bald guy, Dalsum, in place of Professor X.
Oh man, it has been so long since I played that game. I didn't remember any of the names. Dude.
I love Street Fighter, but I suck at it.
Yeah. Dude, the color palette in here is insane.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's as simple as that second panel was, just with 3 colors. That took me almost like 30 minutes switching colors
just to get the right ones.
Yeah, the blue I got pretty close, pretty in the beginning.
Yeah.
The yellow and the pink, I was reversing that, changing. I kept changing that until I settled on what it is now.
Do you have like a color palette that you?
I do. I use the 64 color palette that Marvel used to use.
Okay.
Because before that, it would take forever for me, or even more time to figure out what the color palette is. It still takes me more time, but now I'm limited just to those 64 colors.
Yeah, it's that the paradox of choice is just too much. You know, it's like trying to watch something on streaming or something. You know, it's like impossible.
Yeah.
If you have too many, you kind of almost have to narrow it down for yourself.
Yeah, right. The same problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had the same problem with the pages.
Hard.
The color pages, yeah.
It's hard. Even with that 64 color, you're only restricted to that. But then now you're still almost limitless with setting the mood.
Right.
Like the purples in that first panel, like you can go with green, and what does that green mean? You know,
right?
You can go with orange, so it gets brighter. That gives it a different mood. So now you're trying to figure out like, well, what's the mood of the page, and what's the mood of these panels?
Right. Yeah, because colors, it tells a story too. You know, you gotta consider all that.
Right.
What does pink mean? Apparently, it means badass action.
It means boom.
Yeah. Dude, those explosions remind me of like the G.I. Joe packaging or something.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
That looks great, dude.
Thank you.
So here's a pinup. This is based off of
a
This is
few
page,
things, right?
yeah, this is page 14, and with the top being the cover.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so this is the staircase scene where the new characters get their
Oh, okay.
costumes, but then this time I flipped it where it was either their counterpart or their rival or a person of relation to the original.
Okay, that's
characters.
awesome. Who's the person in this with the switchblade?
That's Callisto. She's a Morlock. Like the leader of the Morlocks.
Right.
Philip,
Right.
is she the leader?
Yeah, former leader. She lost that. The storm.
Ooh, she lost it to Storm. That's why.
Ding, ding, ding. I love this little
everybody
baby
knows that.
Juggy.
Yeah, I got to give a little reference to our first book. Put a
Yeah.
little rhino underneath Juggy.
Yeah, your style is
This is
so
fun.
friggin' cool, dude. And your Juggy there with his missing teeth. It's just so weird looking.
Yeah,
I really love that.
Yeah.
And the handling of the metal too on Silver Samurai, is that who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
So insane for a background character. So much.
I had to give it the silver or the chrome effect. Like, I really got to pull this off because he has to really stand out.
Yeah, and it
I was
works.
looking
really
at different people how they approached Silver Samurai. I forgot who I was referencing, but I think they used blue and orange. I switched it just to pink just so it would stand out against Sabretooth.
Yeah.
So I think that helped.
Smart, man. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
And then this is a page that you kind of really boiled down, didn't you?
Yeah, 3 panels. I think the original one might have been either 6 or 7 panels.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of chatter on it.
There is, yeah.
Oh, speaking of crabs.
Speaking of chatter, I got help from our Ireland member Quarktacular to help out with Banshee's dialogue.
So it's authentic.
Keep it authentic and have and play around with that, so that by the end of the last interaction dialogue between Banshee and Wolverine, they switch slang. So Banshee calls Wolverine Bub, and then Wolverine calls Banshee the I think it's pronounced Achara. That's what it spells like. That means friend.
Okay.
To Banshee.
Yeah, just to give whatever.
To give it that to give some sense of their relationship, because now they're closer.
Yeah.
They just killed big crabs together, so they share a bond.
You're handling the color is like masterful, man. This is.
Oh, thank you. I do like that I made the blue silhouette on the first panel bleed into the background of the second one.
Yeah.
I figured that out.
Well, it works perfect because that's their plane, so.
Yeah,
that looks great, man.
It's very good shape.
You did 1 or 2 pages for this, huh?
I did as most the maximum that I could, the maximum pages that I could. So everyone was assigned 2 pages. Sure. Everyone that was assigned, they were assigned 2 pages. But then there's also the option to do 2 other pages, just to balance out the chance for everyone to draw the pages that they wanted to draw.
Yeah.
Sometimes you would get, like in the first one, and kind of in this one too, you get those pages where Cyclops is talking to Professor X and trying to figure out, like, what's our next move? We gotta get the old X-Men because I messed up. Me, Cyclops, me mess up. It's a lot of dialogue, nothing really happening there. So if you were assigned those, you had the option to do 2 other pages. If you wanted to do it, you didn't have to do it. And that's why I did the page 14 and those some other the Krakoa page. And this one trying to do kind of, I guess it's not a DeLuca effect, but just merging the 3 panels.
Yeah.
First the first row and the second row, merging those together with the effects, but then giving some movement where Nightcrawler and Sunfire are like bouncing around. on the first row, it's Sunfire's on top, then he's on the bottom, and then he's on top again.
Yeah.
On the second row, Nightcrawler's on top, he's on the bottom, and he's on the top again. But they're all doing different things, and they're all positioned in different ways. The effects are the ones that bleed through in between panels.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how you're playing with the form, you know?
Yeah, thank you.
And the Sunfire vomiting with the fart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty great, dude.
Yeah, they're like siblings. When's the last time you farted on your sibling?
I'm probably due to do that, actually.
And then Cyclops at the end, like having second thoughts on
Xavier's
choices of these new X-Men. Because they're all just killing animals, and then Cyclops is just watching this. You know, Cyclops and Thunderbird had to fight vines.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I wish time didn't get. I mean, there was plenty of time to do pages, but it just ran into the last minute, and I was able to get them, and I'm so bummed. There was so much more I wanted to do. I love this version of Hydra instead of Krakoa.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that, and I try to keep to the original panel layout.
Yeah,
just change things around. The second panel with Godzilla and the flying Hydra. Godzilla took place of Krakoa, and the Hydra took place of a bird. There's like all these animals are merging together because on the sentient island, and then fitting in the Godzilla propelling himself with his atomic breath. Dude. Just to include that in, right? And then the heroes being the environmental heroes: Man-Thing, Lorax, Poison Ivy, Toxic
Lorax. I missed him.
Yeah, Captain Planet and Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
And then they're all pretty much all green, so then that helped decide what color Hydra was, given the purple, the other another secondary colors that they are.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And then if you put magenta in the background, it pops out everything.
Yeah, it does.
It's always gonna pop, yeah. So,
dude, that looks just fantastic.
Thanks. And then the pinup, just do magic. Magic is trending, guys. Everybody drop magic.
Magic is a cool character.
Oh, that piece sold at WonderCon.
Oops, it did.
Yeah, the only page that sold from the Boyz pages.
Well, I can see why. Yeah, all right, and there's the sticker.
The sticker, these are the add-ons. Bob Kurthy designed our previous sticker for the first Sewer Boys. Bob Kurthy comes back again, redesigning the sewer cap now with the 2
and an X.
It is also the back cover.
It's the back cover too. Yeah, right.
And I think in the last iteration, the Z was spray painted also. In this one, it's
right.
Oh yeah. Right. And then these are like bookmarks that are going to come with it too.
Right. I think this came from like one of the last times we checked the budget for the project, and we were looking around the printer website, and we noticed that, hey, there's an option to do bookmarks. We have the corner box that Philip drew the heads for. And like it just fits so perfectly. Put the logo on the bottom to fill up that space. Bob took care of the other side with his logo and placing the Ink and Drink logos to fill up that space, and
perfect.
So well, yeah.
Nailed it. That's awesome.
And then we have 11. This screen print is 11 by 12 and a half, if I remember correctly. This is a pinup by Kimo Batista. It will be it's included in the pinup, but he's also a screen printer, and he made 10 of these, which are available on the campaign.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's so good. We're still trying to figure out, and I still haven't asked. I need to ask him tonight how he made these, because these are photos of the screen print.
Yeah, how do you even do that with screen printing?
Yeah, I don't know.
That is wild.
So many layers. It has to.
Yeah, like it's gonna break my brain. I can't think about it. I have to stop looking at that.
Yeah, so good, so good. And then we have, these were an early bird, but they're also available as add-ons. These original art trading cards. By a group of us. I don't know if I remember all the names. Bob Curthy's in it. Philip McVan, Nathaniel Osoyo, Eric Rivera, who has done the bottom three. Oh, I should just name the people that are here. The bottom three are Eric Rivera's. The first two on the top row, those are Bob Curthy. The one next to Bob Curthy is Mike Castro.
And Mojo.
This is Mojo, yeah. And then in the middle, I'm the first two on the left. The third one, middle row, that's Bill McAvoy. We also have Jason Lego. Amon is doing some cards too.
I gotta get mine done so you have visuals of mine.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm excited to see them. So excited.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a really great thing to throw into a campaign like that, because they're small. You can easily ship them. And, the card size, it's pretty quick for artists to draw, but still people who wouldn't want one of those, Exactly.
Yeah, we initially had it as our early bird special, limited to a very small amount. But we decided last minute, let's let it ride. And we ended up, I think what was the total, Erwin? Do you remember?
It was 62 was the total. We had 54 early birds.
Oof.
And then 8 add-on cards.
Jeez.
But it's great, the people involved who had signed up to do 1 or 2 cards. Everybody was just let's get as many done as we can. So it's kind of been, for a lot of the people, a race to who can get theirs done the first, the fastest. And so it's been really great. It's a great example of the community that we have, is that everyone's, this is just a big group project. So everyone's kind of chipping in however they can to kind of help us get the next stage. So
exactly.
Very inspiring.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Nathaniel Sawyer. He's the one that pitched the idea to do an early bird. I was against it, I'll admit that. I was like, why do we need to do early bird? Just they're gonna buy it anyways. Nathaniel suggested hey, I'll do a card as an early bird option. So there almost was just only gonna be that one early bird.
Sure.
Philip
it was just going to be one, and then everyone decided we should do 10,000 instead.
And I messed it up too. I at first I put it at 10, it was gonna only be 10 early birds. I was like, okay, just do 10 early birds. We don't have to do a lot of cards. We only have to do 10. But then I saw the option to pick a time, to pick that early bird time to end. I was like, oh, just give it one day. How many are we gonna do? We're probably gonna do maybe 25 at the most. It ended up being 54. I was watching it too. I was like, oh man, 38. Oh, okay, 54. All right.
Well, there's enough artists to spread it around, so it's not that laborious. So
there was 5 minutes where I think Erwin and I panicked because we're each on the hook for 30 cards.
I was even waiting for Philip's response. I was like, is he gonna say something? Should I end it now? I don't want to end it now unless Philip says something.
Right.
I think we were just both waiting around to see what would happen.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, so it is running right now. Got 2 weeks left, roughly.
Yeah.
But let's say that there's not 2 weeks left. Let's say if you're watching, get on it right now. Go to the show notes of this episode, click on it, click on the link, and then click on the link to everybody's socials and stuff too, and follow all these cats, and check out Ink and Drink Long Beach, because stuff's popping over there. So what else we got to say before we say goodbye?
Everyone's welcome to the Discord, also to the live event. Live event is age. There are age parameters because of its location, but the Discord isn't. We welcome all people, everyone, wherever they are in their art journey, is more than welcome to participate in the Discord. Also, our projects are open to anyone, so we kind of do an open call, and if you sign up, we do our best to make sure that everybody gets to participate in one way or another. So it's a really great community for a lot of people. If you're kind of looking for some art feedback or just people to hang out with and talk shop, you can talk. We have boards for movies, music, art supplies, our favorite pens, are what we're working on. So there's really a little bit of something for everybody. And like I said, people anywhere they are on their artistic journey are more than welcome to hop in and participate.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I can vouch for all of that, man. And thank you guys for allowing me, even though I haven't been able to get there physically, into the community and letting me be a part of this too. So it's so much fun, and it's really, really cool to meet all of you guys. So hopefully one day I'll get to do it in person.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's like a 40-minute drive. What am I getting in the car for 40 minutes? Awesome. Well, everybody go and back it. And until then, we'll see all you guys later. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us, Chris.
Support Sewer Boys too.
All right. Later.
Yeah.
Join my Patreon to see my work before anyone else, plus score physical sketchbooks, mini comics, and commissions delivered right to your door, and reading my new books, Something Seems Off and Three-Headed Pigman, as they are made. Go to my website to order original art, commissions, and my books, Lost Angels, Spectral: A Showcase of Fear, Chaotic Neutral, and more. Gray Matter Drip, The Art of Chris Anderson, is available now from Cosmic Lion Productions. Here are the upcoming conventions I'll be at the time of this recording. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. It helps spread the word. Thanks.